Hi, it's Jo and today I'm going to be watching Naomi, Season 1, Episode 4, Enigma. I am so excited to see another episode of this show. I am already falling really hard for this show and these characters, and I don't want to wait. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon, and let's go. Yes, I'm sure that's exactly how they met. Oh, they're 27 in the sky? How does he get her, like, a birth certificate and an official adoption story and everything? Did they see her and just knew she was theirs? Do they still have the blanket?
I really am.
You're you, my darling.
But you both knew this whole time. We should have told you. We are truly sorry.
How do you tell a kid? At what point do you tell a kid?
Those details.
Maybe your birth parents sent you here to protect you. Maybe they saved you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't assume the worst in them.
Oh,
I know that you're sorry.
Naomi.
And I understand the circumstances. But why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because you're still your baby.
You might be able to forgive us.
They told you when it mattered, sweetheart.
And you did? You forgave them?
Pretty much.
Everything's finally back to normal. No more secrets, no more weirdness.
I mean, technically she found out she was an alien and did not tell her parents, so she can kind of get the impulse. You wanted normal.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. Let's take back our candy bars.
Is she really in? Whoa. We have super strength?
Gee, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
That must have been difficult.
I'm fine. It was just weird.
Are you really fine? I mean, I understand if you are.
There are more planets than humans have even counted. More than they can imagine. I don't even know all of them myself.
How did you end up here?
I know who you are. What you are.
I very much doubt that.
It's awful because he's the guy that has the answers.
It's real.
He's never going to give it to you unless there's an ulterior motive. Ooh. Check it, check it.
Why does the disc always want me to do math?
These numbers are on the disc.
Possible dimensional breach. You think someone's arrived?
Oof, was it Naomi or was it something else?
Blackout?
Oh lord. Can the military just go away and mind their own business?
Maybe your heart's not really in this.
It's not right now.
I'm not sure about anything.
Apart from you.
What? Except for one thing.
He's smooth. But it may also be true. Oh dear.
I hope that chicken's not too.
Mom, he has wings.
Dee, I am so sorry. Please let me look for something else.
It's fine.
This is so awkward.
He's teaching me how to box. I had no idea how much discipline it requires.
It's really about learning control. We're introducing meditation next.
Oh, that's wonderful. The recent science.
Right.
I mean, as parents, you've got to be like, this guy's spending a lot of time with my daughter and teaching her stuff. And
Go a long time.
And there was no one else there.
That's right.
oh, do we trust them? He doesn't trust them.
Naomi says your wings.
That's how I knew Naomi was not from this planet.
Which you told her before we could.
Dad.
You only had 16 years.
Oh my god! It's so true, but it's not true. Like, she asked him and he was just honest. It's a bit like kind of as an alien, as someone that knows what it's like, you wanted to tell the truth and you have the perspective of parents. It's all different. We're all on Naomi's side here, okay?
Like we need a new bulb. Who's ready for dessert?
I should go.
You literally just put the plates down for the main course.
Thank you for a lovely dinner.
Who's ready for dessert? They barely touched any of their food. She is upset about the 16 years.
I think these are coordinates.
Ooh.
Blonde woman with blue eyes.
It's how you find the people.
W.
We just don't want you to get hurt.
You need to stop
You know, I
dancing
think I
around
should
these
really go.
truths.
I have.
Just browsing, friend.
I don't think
This
so,
area is
somehow.
off limits.
Powerful enough to be dangerous. I'll know when I see it.
Naomi
Something that
or the
dangerous.
disc. Imagine if there'd been another customer in here just there, like.
Wait.
Naomi's coming. You might as well talk to her. Naomi!
The one who ruined Earth 29.
Holy shit!
Earth 29. Is that where you're from?
You have to tell her what you know. She deserves to know. Whoa.
We should have known might be a bad idea.
Wait, who would need to find each other? Please. I just
She's
need
just
to
gonna
move
keep
on.
looking and putting herself and everyone else in more
Tell me
danger
who
if you
I am.
don't just tell her everything. Tell her what you know.
This is hard to.
Ever since you found out your parents have not been honest, have you been in more or less control of them?
Mm-hmm. You need
Are
to
you gonna
work
tell
through
me I need to be more
this.
honest with my parents?
No.
With
Be
yourself.
honest with yourself.
I love Dee.
Another arrival event?
No, this is different.
It's the guy that's looking for Naomi,
Pulse
right?
frequency resembles something like radar.
Like someone searching.
Being honest about what you really want and how you feel, it's scary.
She is
Especially if you don't
learning.
know how others will react. And I promise to do that. And that's why you should vote for me.
I like the kind of campaign where it's just truly about being the best you can be and not tearing the other one down. Oh god.
Someone's looking for Naomi.
They are indeed, and I'm scared. Stressed. Stress City. She's sensing something's wrong.
Who are you?
Uh-huh.
I'm here to take you back.
Take me back?
Earth 29.
Jesus.
There are a lot of people looking for you.
What is Earth 29
Sorry.
like now?
It's just business.
She's more of a choice than you think. Oh. Can Dee sense something? Fucking hell. I love him. I love wings that can go through clothing, but I adore him. Oof. Fuck, I'm scared. I knew seeing him actually fight would be everything and epic. We're gonna keep practicing, Naomi, okay?
Where is he?
Oh, fuck. Oh, I love them so much. I already really love their mentee-mentor relationship. I adore Dee with all of my soul. I love Naomi.
I believe he was a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Bounty hunter. From where?
Earth
There are
29.
many beings like him.
So there might be others that will come.
He might come back.
What if they find me?
Then they'll have to go through me.
Oh, I love them so much, this relationship. Plus, we're going to keep practicing and training your powers, sweetheart.
I couldn't. I was too afraid.
That's so natural.
The first step towards fixing a problem is admitting you have one.
I love Dee so much.
It's for QL.
What does it mean?
It's the name of the one I loved.
What happened to her?
I love how their relationship is based on a foundation of trust and honesty. He said he doesn't know what happened to her, right? I talked over that bit. I normally hear everything. I want to hear just double check what he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I had.
So if he doesn't know, does that mean that he could find her again? There's more to that story, obviously, but maybe he could find her again.
Why didn't you tell her?
I just root for Dee being happy.
I was afraid.
Their partnership, their mentee-mentor relationship being based
Important, Naomi.
on such open, healthy truths, I adore.
If you find it, hold on to it.
I decided to investigate, but I didn't find anything.
He can't keep covering things up because they'll get suspicious. Like, in the short run, maybe they won't. I mean, they could already be onto him, but the more he's involved in things like that, the more they're going to...
Nah, I dropped out.
Good for you.
So she broke up with him because it's getting too real.
Yeah, actually it does.
Sweet, sweet babies. Be happy, please. You do also need to be honest to your parents, my love. Or I suppose she's being honest with herself about how she feels there. I absolutely adore this show. It is vast, like it's skyrocketing into my soul and my heart. I adore Naomi so much. I want to protect her, I want to help train her, I want to watch her shine, I want to watch her flourish and be everything. I love her group of friends, I adore Dee with all of my soul. And like, I really enjoy everything about this show in so many ways. I can feel that my brain is a little bit like, meh, I'm still in the medication switch over moment. Plus, you know, just generally my brain doesn't like to function sometimes. So I'm sorry if I don't articulate myself very well. But every character in this show, there are so many different... They're also supportive of each other, and yet they can still make mistakes. They can still not be the most... You know, her parents can do everything they can to try and do the right thing by her and be supportive to her and fuck up. Her friends, you know, they don't always know the right thing to say because they are children. Naomi she truly wants to do what's right, but she's also 16 and thinks she knows everything. So far Dee has not put a foot wrong, but I'm sure he will eventually. I love the messages of this show. I love the fact that Naomi is surrounded by supportive people. You know, there is not a dilemma of her parents finding out the truth and being temporarily horrified by it or scared of her, or, you know, her dad having been sucked into the military's idea of aliens and they'd be like, oh my god, my daughter's a monster, or anything like that. You know, she just has good parents. There is currently no suggestion of any rivals or anything. Even her speech with the school council, even when she was potentially still going to run for the presidency, she was still lifting up her opponent. She was still saying, you know, she's amazing, just you have to fight for what you believe in, and I believe in this and she believes in that, and we're just doing it. That is such a refreshing way, because if you think about politics nowadays, and probably forever, but it's really bad nowadays, it's like politicians, I mean, on the right most especially, lie and make up stories and accuse people of things and violently attack the other side. And that is seen as acceptable. That is how they get into power, by putting down the other side. Whereas how Naomi was doing it is inspirational. The fact that her parents, you know, even that conversation, like the dinner with Dee, they kind of invited Dee to dinner so that they could interrogate him, so that they could make it clear that they weren't too happy with him. Now, is that the best response, the best approach to this? No. But do you understand it? My god, yes. Because you find out that this man who has told your daughter she's an alien, he's been training her, he's been boxing with her, and you would be concerned. You'd want to, I mean, if at any point your kid told you, oh yeah, by the way, I'm really spending a lot of time with this guy, he's really helpful, you know, I think Dee is such a good person that they couldn't help but ultimately be won round to him. I also enjoy that Dee stood up for himself in that meal. He wasn't just like, okay, yeah, I'll just let them lay into me, and then she'd be like, no, I promise you I'm going to be there. He was like, yeah, you had 16 years to tell her. I enjoy the fact that her parents love her, and that is so clear, and that is so good, but they muck up too. The messages and the lessons Dee is teaching Naomi are so important, and I really hope that there might be some kids, or even some adults watching this show, who can take some of it in, you know. I know that throughout my adulthood, I'm only 28, but throughout my life, you know, you have to learn to be kind to yourself. You have to learn that it's okay to feel feelings that are hard and to process them, and the best thing you can be is honest with another person so that you don't keep things inside and let them fester. And all of the different things he is teaching to Naomi, I hope there might be some kids out there it's really helping. But regardless, just seeing Naomi how supported she is, and I get her being upset with her parents having not told her. I think it is so one of those situations where I totally understand why her parents hadn't told her. I mean, she's only 16. Like, at what age do you tell your child that? Like, when she's 10? When she's 6? You know, there's only, I mean, 16 is still so young, there's so much going on in her life in terms of like having to work hard at school, and when she seems to be doing so okay, if, you know, when she hit around 12, she started feeling like miserable and depressed and not fitting in, then maybe you would have told her about it, try and give her that, but when she's flourishing, you sort of think, oh, she's doing okay without the knowledge. Now, if she was 29 and finding out she was an alien and they'd lied to her, that would be very different. But it is hard, and I think what Naomi was struggling with was her own understanding of that, her own understanding of why they didn't tell her, of the fact that maybe they would have done when she was a bit older, of, you know, that they do love her regardless. She knew that, logically, but that didn't stop her feeling the hurt, the betrayal, feeling the, they lied to me, they knew the truth, they never told me, they said this, they said that. You know, I think she was dealing with that, and that is something that is a very grown-up emotion to have to deal with. And I mean, she's 16, she's not like a baby, but she is a child. You know, these are some of the first times she's really having to battle with this kind of conundrum, and that is something that could really be reflected into our lives, because when you're in your late teens is when you start to properly understand a lot of stuff in real life. And by that I don't mean like, you know, slightly younger kids that don't understand things, but I mean that's the kind of age where the adults in your life start to be that bit more honest with you about problems and things that are going on. That's when, you know, you get a bit more of an understanding of the world and what's happening in it, and there are kind of reflections of that. So I think Naomi was battling with something that makes total sense. She wanted to be fine with it all. She wanted to be okay because she could understand her parents doing that. She could see how much they loved her. They did tell her the truth. There are so many reasons why she wanted to just move on and be totally fine with it, but she wasn't totally fine with it, and that's okay. But I am really glad that she's told them the truth. And I said it a few times in the reaction, but I absolutely adore that the relationship between Dee and Naomi is based on this mutual trust, mutual respect, and mutual honesty. You know, it is something that is so refreshing to see in a lot of ways. There are so many aspects of this show that are refreshing. Now maybe down the line we're going to get into like friendship dilemmas, and, you know, people are jealous because she's dating him, and maybe there will be some times where people kind of go against each other a little bit, but on the whole, she is just surrounded by such a supportive, caring group of people, and she is supportive and caring right back, and I love to see it. Now, we found out a huge piece of information in this episode, that they are from Earth 29. Now, I am kind of confused about the multiple Earth situation we have going on. Now, I haven't watched The Flash in a couple of seasons. I've not watched Superman and Lois. And I stopped watching Legends a very long time ago. So I'm not 100% aware of it all. But my understanding of it is, Oliver, when he decrisised or whatever, he wasn't able to save everything, but we kind of mushed what was left of the Earth. So some various Earths got combined. So Kara's Earth is now one with everybody else's Earth, and the other Earths don't exist anymore. But then you have Titans and Stargirl and now Naomi, who exist on a separate Earth to that Earth, which implies that there still are other Earths, that Oliver didn't mush all the Earths together. So was it that, like, he mushed all the Earths together and then a multiverse sprung up again? I mean, I don't quite, so if you've watched this far, congrats. I don't quite understand that. I have to ask that sooner in another reaction. What's happening there? Because is it more just for the Arrowverse, they were like, oh yes, there's only one Earth now, but yeah, we do also have these other shows. Some of them are on different channels. Some of them are just, they don't fit with the one Earth theory, so we'll just ignore that. But regardless, for Naomi, how much does she even truly understand about the multiverse? And I can't imagine how frustrating it would be. You know, Dee gives her all the information he can. Now, maybe it's going to turn out he's sitting on something, but for now, I trust that he is truly telling her everything he knows, because I can't see why he would know anything else. He comes from somewhere totally different to her. Then her parents have now told her everything they know. Now, maybe there was something else going on. Maybe they did see something else, because they did look a little shifty, but I don't know whether that was just them being uncomfortable in the situation or not. But to be faced with, you know, Zombardo, someone that every instinct you have is telling you, do not trust this man, run. Everyone you meet is like, yeah, that guy's scary, we don't trust him. Yet he's the only person that has the information you need. Then she finds this other woman who runs from her, who says, oh, for your own good, I can't tell you anymore, and then leaves. How frustrating it is to kind of feel like these vital pieces of who you are missing. And that doesn't mean her parents aren't her parents, that doesn't mean she doesn't love her family and her life, but there is more to who she is, and she deserves to know it. But obviously there is so much there that people want to protect her from, and it's a huge mess, and I'm stressed. We also found out a little bit more about Dee, in the sense that He's been on Earth all this time, apart from he left Earth for a little bit in 2012. And he loved a woman called QL. Now, is that QL? He knows Superman. Is he aware of Kryptonians and stuff? Is QL a Kryptonian, or is that just a very coincidentally similar sounding name? But he knows Superman, and obviously Clark didn't grow up on Krypton or anything, but is he Kryptonian? He doesn't have Kryptonian powers, but, you know, I don't know. I'm excited to gradually learn more about Dee. And I love that, you know, he said, I don't like to talk about this, but he still, because he knew it would help Naomi to hear his story, he shared it with her. I think they've got just such the makings of such a brilliant, like, mentor-mentee relationship, and I'm so excited for it. The fight, I knew seeing Dee use his fighting outside of a training room would be epic, and it was. Ugh, I love this show. I love the messages it's sending. I love the characters. I love the mysteries. I love that we are getting some answers, even though the answers aren't like, and now there's nothing to wonder about. You're still like, but tell me more. I adore every aspect of it. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.